Hello, and welcome back to the Vince Langlois Philosophy Channel. Today we're going to be diving into echo chambers and epistemic bubbles. Are you doomed? Are you trapped? Stick with me to find out. You ever scroll through social media and wonder how people can live in completely different realities? Me too. So, one side is reposting climate doom updates, while the other is making fun of Greta Thunberg. One group follows Dean Withers, breaking down politics with sarcasm and statistics. Others are watching Ben Sharpino call everything woke. How can people look at the same events, same world, and land in opposite universes? Philosopher Ty Nugent helps explain this with two concepts: epistemic bubbles and echo chambers. And once you understand them, the internet and the way we trust people starts to make a lot more sense. Let's start with epistemic bubbles. Imagine you're at a party, but it's invite only, and you didn't realize a bunch of people were left out. That's a bubble. Nguyen defines an epistemic bubble as a space where certain viewpoints are missing, not rejected, just absent. This happens all the time, especially online. Social media platforms use algorithms to show you more of what you already like. So let's take, for instance, that you are into progressive politics. You might see a lot of content from someone like Dean Withers, someone who breaks down issues like economic inequality and police reform in a way that feels smart and direct. Now, if you lean conservative, your feed might be full of content from Ben Sharpino and Matt Walsh. Neither side is being told to ignore the other, but a bubble makes it nearly impossible to encounter another view whatsoever. Now, this is true beyond politics. Take your social media feed, for example. If your feed is full of fitness influencers who preach clean eating, you may never encounter a new perspective such as body neutrality or intuitive eating. Or you follow influencers who joke about never having kids, you might never see content from parents that enjoy their loving family and their children. So these aren't bad things on their own, but they quietly filter out other perspectives. And then when we receive new information, it can be alarming, not because it's bad, but because it doesn't match the echoes that we've been hearing from our bubbles. Now let's talk about echo chambers. Echo chambers go one step further and get much more dangerous. Unlike bubbles, echo chambers don't just leave things out, they actively discredit anything that comes from outside the group. Nguyen explains that echo chambers isolate members by creating a closed loop of trust. Outsiders aren't just wrong, they're seen as manipulative, brainwashed, or part of some larger agenda. A good example of this, some niche health communities online. What starts as a group sharing tips about supplements or fasting can turn into a space where people claim doctors can't be trusted. The FDA is corrupt, and any criticism is just big pharma trying to silence us. So, even with pop culture or lifestyle content, we find echo chamber patterns where outside information is immediately met with defensiveness, mockery, rather than an honest debate. This is where echo chambers become a problem. It's not about what you believe, but it's about who you believe. And that trust becomes exclusive for this echo chamber. It's self-sealing. No new evidence can be in because it's immediately disqualified. So, why does any of this matter? It's because epistemic bubbles and echo chambers aren't just online gimmicks, they shape real world behavior. Think of how vaccine hesitancy spread in echo chambers that framed public health as a government control, or how political polarization worsens when people don't just disagree, they treat the other side as morally evil. When people live in epistemic bubbles, they may just be uninformed. But when people live in echo chambers, they are blatantly taught to distrust and reject new voices. That makes debates unproductive, news becomes entertainment, facts become flexible, and trust, the foundation of our democracy, begins to fall apart. All this being said, how do we break the cycle? Nguyen argues that the solution isn't just educating people. We can't fix the problem by just throwing more data at it. Instead, breaking the cycles requires slow, careful work. Step one being engaging with people across divides without attacking them, teaching critical thinking and media literacy early, not just what to think, but how to evaluate sources. And then thirdly, encouraging platforms to design algorithms that prioritize diversity in thought, not just engagement. Nguyen's concepts explain much more than just the internet. They explain why truth feels so fragile right now. Bubbles filter what we see, echo chambers teach us who to trust. And if we don't recognize these systems, we fall deeper into them. All it takes is a small glimmer of light to pull you out of one of these epistemic bubbles or echo chambers. If you stay curious and open, we can start to rebuild the trust that we've lost. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you learned something new about epistemic bubbles or echo chambers. Uh, Stay curious, stay learning. Uh, this is Adios from Vince's Philosophy Channel. Bye bye.